Hey everybody, Jim here with another video for you. This is Shocktober 2025, episode 15. But before I begin, at the end of this video, if you like what you see, please consider giving me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe, but most importantly, please leave comments below. Let me know how you feel about this series. Let me know how you feel about the films that I'm about ready to highlight. Now today I decided to do something a little different. One of the major complaints that I hear from people in the community constantly, whether it's on my live show or in comments, is that nobody seems to like new movies these days. Everything is always about, Hollywood just regurgitates the same old stuff over and over. Nothing's good anymore. If you want to watch a good movie, you got to watch something, from 20 years ago or further back, blah, 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 blah. And I do agree with that sentiment quite a bit, but not completely. And especially for this year, because 2025 has actually been a very, very good year for cinema so far this year. I've seen almost 40 movies released this year, and there's only been a couple that I haven't liked. So I'm going to highlight 5 horror films that came out this year, and they're in no particular order other than in alphabetical order. But I highly recommend all 5 of these films. And even though the plots are different on every one of them, they do have one thing in common. They're all fun. So let's begin. The first one on the list is Companion, starring Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid. This one is written and directed by Drew Hancock. This movie's phenomenal. This is one of the films I'm giving away the digital code that is on the giveaway that I announced yesterday. Speaking of which, if you haven't already done so, make sure you get over to yesterday's video, episode 14, and enter the giveaway if you are interested. This is one of the prizes. But anyways, the less you know about this movie, the better. I'm not going to go into the details of the plot, other than to say it's a really, really fun, entertaining movie, and Sophie Thatcher is a rock star. She's really good in this movie. So the first film I'm going to be talking about and recommending today is Companion. Next, another one of the films that is included in that giveaway as far as the digital code goes. I'm talking about the most recent Final Destination film, Final Destination Bloodlines. This movie ended up becoming the most successful in the franchise financially and critically. And it's the final appearance, as far as I know, of Tony Todd, who gives a nice little speech at the end of this, during his moment, to where it's definitely improvised, and you can tell he is speaking directly to the audience and his fan base. And it's a really, really good way for him to go out. Not to mention, this movie's just fun. It's friggin' awesome. It really is. It's not my favorite in the series, but it is definitely up towards the top. And like I said, out of all of the films in the series, this one's probably the most entertaining. It's just a blast. So the second film, Final Destination, Bloodlines. Speaking of a blast, oh my God, I love this movie. This might be the most entertaining film of the year for me, but it's not the best movie of the year. But I had more fun with this than anything else this year so far. Based on the Stephen King short story, I'm talking about The Monkey. Written and directed by Osgood Perkins, and starring Theo James, Elijah Wood, among others. This movie's crazy. It is not scary. This movie, like Final Destination Bloodlines, it's a lot of fun. As a matter of fact, these two movies make a great double feature. They really do. They have a lot in common as far as the DNA goes. But regardless, this movie is not for everyone. Okay, I know a lot of people did not like this movie at all. I think this movie is hilariously entertaining. Again, it is not meant to be taken seriously at all. It says it's a perfect horror film. No, this is a gory comedy. That's all it is. But my God, is it fun. So the third film is The Monkey. This one might be the most, well, it is so far as of today, the most critically acclaimed of the year and financial successfully of the year. And it's definitely one of the best films of the year, in my opinion. Talking about Sinners, starring Michael B. Jordan in a dual role. Delroy Lindo, Hallie Steinfeld, Jack O'Connor, or Jack O'Connell, sorry. This movie's great. It really is. Now, I know a lot of people scoff and they call this basically a ripoff of From Dusk Till Dawn. No, it's not. It's really not. The only thing that those movies have in common is that it starts off as one thing and then it turns into a vampire film. Other than that, they have nothing in common. And if anything, this film is more about the music and the South during this time period and how black folk were treated. And then it just happens to have some vampires thrown in. Now, actually, I was totally entranced in this film before the vampires even showed up. Okay, they could have just kept the story the way it was before the vampires, and I still would have loved this movie. The vampires is just a cherry on top. And again, a lot of people that are complaining about this movie, I think it's a combination of things. I think a lot of people got this movie hyped up and they saw it, after all the critics were saying that it was the greatest movie ever. So they were obviously disappointed. And again, a lot of other people just immediately took it at face value and compared it to another film. My suggestion to both is watch it again and then make up your mind. I love this film. I really do. We're going to end on this one. And again, this one is also included on that giveaway, the digital code. And this one might be the most, well, outside of the monkey, it's the craziest one out of all of them. And I'm talking about Weapons. I just picked this up yesterday. This is the newest addition to my collection. Starring Julia Garner, Josh Brolin, Amy Madigan. It's just a phenomenal movie, in my opinion. Phenomenally entertaining. It's not the best movie of the year, in my opinion, okay? There's a couple of movies that I've already highlighted that I would place higher than this, okay? But again, this movie's fun. It's just a lot of fun. I know, again, it's divisive. I know a lot of people who love this movie. I know a couple of people who didn't like it at all, and I know a couple of people that thought it was just meh. To me, it's awesome. And again, it's one of those films that the more times you see it, the more things you pick up on. And I've watched this film 3 times already. I can guarantee I'm going to watch it many more. And every time I watch it, I do pick up more. And here's a little drinking game for you, okay? No spoilers, okay? But here's a drinking game for Weapons. Next time you're at a party or whatever, throw this movie on. And every time somebody in the film says, "What the fuck?" do a shot. I guarantee you will be hammered by the end of this movie because there's already a meme online of Josh Brolin doing it, and it's one of the funniest moments in the movie, okay? But upon repeated viewings, I've noticed in every segment, that phrase is uttered at least twice from different characters, whether it's in the background or not. Watch the movie again and you'll notice it. Once you hear it, you'll not be able to not hear it. But again, Weapons is a blast, and I really enjoy it. And again, it's one of the digital codes included in that giveaway. So those are the 5 films from 2025 I am recommending today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe, but most importantly, please leave comments below. I look forward to hearing from you as always. Before I leave, I want to mention a couple of things. First of all, as I said at the beginning of the video, if you are interested in the giveaway, please go to yesterday's video, episode 14, and leave a comment in the comment section saying, "Please enter me." It is the only way you can enter as of right now. I am going to put a community post on later in the week, and that will be another way to join. But that's it. 1 entry per person. And I am opening this up to overseas people if you have a region-free player. As far as the digital codes go, I don't know if those will work or not. But if you have a region-free player, the DVDs and the Blu-ray should be fine. Okay? And I don't mind paying postage because some of my most loyal subscribers are from Europe. So by all means, if you want to join, enter on yesterday's video. The other thing I want to mention is that Saturday, the 18th, will be the next live episode of Shooting the Shit with Jim. My very special guest will be Bryan at the Horror Punk. I'm going to be leaving Bryan's description below. Bryan is a great guy. He knows an awful lot about movies, and he knows an extraordinary amount about horror films. So that episode's going to be a lot of fun. And Bryan's such a great guy. We're bringing him back a couple of days later on the next episode of Talking Movies with Sean, Kenny, and Jim. That one will be on the 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You can watch that either on Sean's channel or on the Talking Movies 2024 channel. Our very special guests for that episode will be Bryan, as I said, at the Horror Punk, and also Larry, the Horrorcat Dad, who was on that program of mine a couple of weeks ago and was a fantastic guest. And I'm really looking forward to having both of them on the show with Sean and Kenny and myself. That topic will be franchise horror films. So again, I hope you can join us for either or both of those. I'll leave links to all of the channels in the description below. And with that, I'm going to call it a day. One more time, I just want to thank each and every one of you for sticking around this long and for all of your support. We'll catch you on the next one.